Graham Gius and Matt this year, WrestleRant Radio exclusive video audio. We're bringing it all to you here today with a very exclusive special guest. We got Vinny Pacifico, one of the stars on the independent scene. Vinny, what's going on, my man?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Just got off from a Target run, did some shopping, did some Easter shopping, and here we are.
Dumb question, but did you pick up any energy drinks while you were there?
Of course I did.
What would you pick up? You got it with you?
I got the Bang Power Punch.
So let's talk about that. You're obviously one of the hottest rising stars on the indie scene right now. You got a lot of stuff going on. Dude, you're all over the place. I know you just said you were a Target, but like aside from Target, you're everywhere else though. We saw you in NXT not too long ago. Yep. MLW, you made your debut not too long ago. Yep. AEW TV, you're on there on occasion. You're all over the place and you got this new sponsorship. So before we go any further than anything else, congrats on that. You posted about it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. Talk about how that came about and just everything else about that, because it's really cool.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So I've been doing this energy drink gimmick for a while. Hint, it's not a gimmick. It's really me. I love energy drinks. It's what I do. And I figured I'm wrestling for 8 years. And I'm figuring, you know what? For a while, and my first gimmick was the kid. And I was like, okay, it's cool. You know, I'm young, baby face, whatever. But now I'm like, you know what? I got to evolve. You know, something has to give. You know, you got to evolve. So over time, I was like, all right, what is there about me that's different? Or what about me stands out? I'm very energetic, as you can see. So, and I love energy drinks. So I said, all right, let me do it. So I tried it and it worked quick, immediately. Mm-hmm. Did some promos for energy drinks and like used some skits with other wrestlers and they got over really fast. So, and I'm only doing this gimmick like 6, 7, 8 months, maybe. Yep. And it just started skyrocketing. I have contacted a few energy drink companies. Never Bang, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Never contacted them. They contacted me, which is phenomenal.
That's awesome, yeah.
The other ones were not really interested in pro wrestling. They're more, other energy drink companies are more interested in like biker sports or snowboarding, skateboarding. I understand that. They have their own thing. And Bang hit me up and gave me a contract. And at first I didn't believe. I was like, so I'm in the car on the phone with cheeseburger.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was in the car getting gas, poking a cheeseburger on the phone. One of my trainers. And I got emails like, what's this? Bang X Vinny Pacifico. Like, I read it and I'm like, this is not real. Turned it off. I was like, all right, I'm going. I did some more driving, whatever. And I looked at it again and I'm like, this is actually looks kind of legit, you know. And then I saw the bottom, I saw the signature and all that, and I said, all right, this is awesome. Let's see what's next. Let's just see what this entails, what this includes. And I said, it's perfect, and I signed it.
That's sick, man. I mean, just the fact that they called you, I mean, that's accomplishment in and of itself. I mean, again, like being in that position, you get the phone call. Obviously, your first instinct is to not believe it. So then you have that whole phone call, you have that whole deal. But then in addition to that, when you tell your friends and family that happened, what is their reaction to that whole thing?
They were like, oh, no way, really? Oh, or like they give you the whole, oh, we knew you could do it. Or some of that were like, oh, that's great. You know, it's awesome. Let's see what happens. See what the contract, they do care. So like, oh, let's see what the contract says. That's cool. What's it about? Make sure you get it seen by a lawyer, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. And I'm just so blessed because like how many wrestlers like have that opportunity to get like sponsored by a major company like that, you know, not who aren't signed, you know? Yeah. So I was just like taken back by it. I'm like, I got to sign this because this is just like a once in a lifetime type of opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully when I do get signed, eventually I can get more sponsorships, but this was a really big one for me. And I always like Bang, pina colada, power punch flavor, the Vooz, they have like a non-caffeinated one, which is really good too. It's called Vooz. So I'm just really enjoying this. I love Bang. So and they have other things too. They have protein. They got a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just really glad to start with this company. And we start the 1st.
That's sick, dude. No, I'm looking forward to it. That's really cool that you've already got it underway and all this shit. I mean, that's pretty sick, dude. Especially since, like you said, for a guy that's not currently signed to have that sort of exposure with a major brand that everyone knows, especially in our age range, is pretty sick. Yeah. I mean, it's a brand that's very recognizable that a lot of people use and a lot of people drink. So that is pretty sick. But you talk about the gimmick and that it's not really much of a gimmick. Can you talk about like the background there as far as I mean, has there been anyone else? I mean, maybe I'm just not remembering correctly. Maybe I'm just not watching enough wrestling, but has there been anyone else that's done like what you're doing right now? Because in the matches that I've seen of yours in person in Northeast Wrestling and other promotions and stuff, what we see from you, the cool thing with you too is that on every promotion that I've seen you on, you're the exact same everywhere you go, which is a compliment. Like, as far as you're very consistent with what you do. So, like, is there anyone else that's done that sort of thing, or like who you model yourself or your character, quote unquote, after, or not really?
I feel like in the ring, I I'm trying to ask. What are you asking again? Kind of like how do I plan my matches?
Well, not like that necessarily, but as far as like with the energy drink stuff, I know that's basically an extension of yourself. It's basically
Yeah,
you, correct me if I'm wrong, like turned up to like an 11 or 12 every time you're out there. Is there
100%.
anyone that you use as like an inspiration for that sort of stuff? Because I guess I never really saw anyone doing what you're doing right now, not just in the ring, but I'm talking like, I guess specifically character wise. Is there anything you use as an inspiration, or do you just go out there and be yourself?
This is all new to me. This gimmick is so new to me. I literally just started involving the drink in my matches like a month ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I I mean I model myself off of Brian Danielson, my favorite
Okay.
wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
I study him all the time, but character wise, like I just wrestle, I do my best, and if I can throw the drink in there, I do. It's I mean,
How do you
I
incorporate the drink in there?
what?
How do you incorporate the drink in there?
So I had a spot recently. I can send you a link to it. At DOA, I had the drink in the corner, and we had a spot where he knocked me down, I knocked him down. We're both down. I crawled to the corner, drank the drink, fired up like Popeye, and hit a whole comeback on him. And that got like 4,000 views, like quick. And it got really like that. That was a really cool clip that I posted, and people liked it. And I think that may have led to Bang hitting me up. I don't know. It was the timing was close, so I might
Yeah.
that clip, it got a lot of traction. So that's how I include it. I either like Popeye it, or you know, I kind of use it as like a tag partner. Not always though. Okay. So it depends on my audience. I like to read the audience. I'm very good at reading my audience.
Okay.
If they want to see just wrestling, I will give them my wrestling. If they want to see character, if they want to see fun, if they want to like, that's what I do. I'll involve that. But if they want to see both, like they do at DOA, I do both. So that's how I put those things together. And it's all about reading your audience. I love to read my audience and see what they like. Sometimes, hey, they don't want to see the energy drink. All right, no problem. I'll just wrestle my ass off and kick some ass. You
Yeah, no,
know,
like you said, yeah, it's all about reading your audience because certain people are going to want to see certain things. So you kind of have to adjust on the fly with what they want to see. And I mean, like you said, you got it down pat where you could do one or the other on a on the drop of a dime, so to speak. I guess if you want to, I guess just to see whatever works, and it's worked so far. And you said you're still new into doing this character.
so
I
new.
get and doing it so far is you mentioned like it getting so many views on social media. Is that something that when you first start doing this gimmick that you're mindful of, like? This is something that can go viral on like TikTok or Twitter or whatever. Or is it just something you're doing anyway? And then you're realizing, holy shit, like this can go viral or like what I'm doing is going viral.
At first, I was doing it, and I'm like, this is cool. And that's not including, um, like other wrestlers like Gangrel. He would share it. He has a huge following that
Sure.
would gain followers. It's how it works. And at first, I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go viral with this, but like people told me this gimmick is $1 million gimmick. You gotta stick with it. It's like, all right, cool. Let's see. I'll see. I don't. I mean, it was an idea I made with somebody else. Like, okay, this gimmick's cool. Let's go with this. And we were spitballing ideas, and I did the gimmick, and I worked it out, and so I didn't think, okay, this would go this way, but it did. So I kept doing it. And then I got more and more views each way. And fans started liking them. Fans started sharing them, retweeting, commenting, liking, quote tweeting. And it's just like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And Gangrel shared it, obviously. And the people I do them with share them and their fans see them. It's just, I do it for the fun, for fans to enjoy,
Hmm.
to laugh at something and good content. But now they're like, shit, like these have been really helping me. These helping me grow, help the people I do them with grow. And I think it's a good thing all around to help myself, the person I do them with, and talent grow their name up. With my promos. Like I have had guys who have not so much like they're new wrestlers and they did them
Yeah.
with me. And, and they did it with me, and like they gained some followers from it, and that's cool. You know, it makes me happy. I want to be able to help people out through my promos. But yeah, they weren't. This was not a thing that I thought would go this way, but I'm very happy it did. I was told it would, but
You didn't
but
believe
it
it.
happened that way. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not expecting it to do, you're not expecting it to do as well as it does until you see the results yourself, until you're like, okay, this is working. I mean, people can tell you all day, okay, this is something you can get over, but you don't really know it's going to get over until you do it yourself and what you know, like deep down is going to work or not. And obviously it does. And it's not something you have to fake either. Like you said, this is like you, this is like an extension of you, which is like the best part. So it's not like, I mean, some characters are a vast, difference from who people are, and that works for certain people. But I think for what you do, it's perfect for you. But you talk about like the Bang energy drink opportunity, how you think that that spot kind of was what led to them contacting you. Do you feel like with not just that spot, but I mean, I guess just in general, this character was what led to you, in addition to just the good work that you do inside the ring, was what led to the opportunities with MLW, with AEW and stuff like that? Or do you think that was something completely separate?
I think MLW a bit separate because the character was just starting at the time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Refresh me on the timeline if it doesn't match up at all. Yeah.
Mind you, I debuted for MLW October.
Okay.
They aired it in January.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
aired
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
January, so I technically debuted in January
Sure.
or February. Sorry, but whatever. What was it? February, whatever it was. But this year.
Yeah.
But
I watched
it
the
aired.
match. I think it was a
It
couple
was
weeks
filmed,
ago. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was filmed in October, and the gimmick was fresh. Like it was when I started it. I started it in March. Built it. I got my first Power Punch T-shirt. June I started doing it. July, so I would say August, April, like summer. I started doing it more and more, and then I started going full fledged with it later in the fall, earlier in the fall.
Mm.
And Hammerstone told me from MLW was like, dude, this character's great. You really got to keep doing it. These promos, you got to keep doing them. I did one with him, and he was really supportive of it. He loved doing it, and that's when that one was a big one for me. That promo got a lot of views. So I kept after that I was snowballing on that one. It's like snowballing. Debuted for them. That got a really big reaction. So that was like more of like a MLW big reaction. And then the promo was like it's like a snowball effect, all those things, and it was great. Yes. So I would say the gimmick didn't help for MLW.
Okay.
AEW, maybe it was still fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I feel ever since, I guess it's just it really is a fresh gimmick. I would say, I would think because I
Yeah.
started getting these promos like the last 2 months, 3 months. Started doing them crazily, So maybe I would say it's a fairly new gimmick, and maybe it's myself that got me to these places, and now the gimmick's carrying me through. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah, no, it could be a combination of both. It doesn't even really matter.
Yeah.
Listen, you got where you are and you've gotten where you've been in the last couple of months. And I know you put out the tweet, either it was yesterday or in the last couple of days, everything that you've accomplished already in the last couple of months. And we're only in like 2 fucking months into 2023. And you're doing all this cool stuff, appearing on MLW TV, AEW television, and not just dark either, because a lot of people end up on dark. You've had dark matches before. You were on Rampage against Powerhouse Hobbs not too long ago. Like I said, WWE as well. Was that late 2021? That was a while ago, right? Not well, long time ago, but like well before the gimmick started.
2021 was November 30th.
Okay. All right.
NXT, yeah. And the whole then they changed the staff
Yep.
after that. So that's when that was.
Okay. Yeah, so around that period. But again, it's been a crazy whirlwind of last year and a half for you. And in working, obviously, in addition, all the independent stuff you do as well, winning titles all over the place and doing great work there on these major stages of WWE, AEW, MLW specifically, training in the Ring of Honor dojo as well, obviously. And in having the experiences at all these places, what have you noticed from your perspective has been like the biggest differences with each place? I guess not as far as how they run, but just as your own experience, how much I'm sure you enjoyed all of them, but like, can you shine some light on how different each of those, experiences were for you?
Honestly, they were all amazing experiences. Every one of them I had great memories and great moments I look back on. You know what I'm saying? So different, I would say the locker room. Every locker room is unique and great in all their effective ways.
Yeah.
I love love the AEW locker room because a lot of guys I know from Ring of Honor. MLW locker room, even they had even guys from Ring of Honor there too. So it was like really, it felt like nostalgia. Oh shit, this is like the Ring of Honor locker room that I remember. From a few years ago. So yeah. So like a lot of differences in terms of the locker rooms, who's there.
Yeah.
Good people, of course, but like there's different vibes, but they're all good vibes.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, all the places really, really great places to work at. Everyone's so caring, everyone's so respectful. They're humble. They love wrestling. They want to make wrestling great.
Yep.
So everyone's coming together to do their best to make wrestling what it is. So I love it all, and I love to go there. I love to work for all of them again.
Yeah, no, they were all great. And I mean, just talking about that and just appearing for each promotion, and you talk about how you've known people that currently are there, were there, whatever it might be. Was there any advice they gave you before you go out for any of these matches, before any of your appearances, or is it just kind of best of luck sort of thing?
Kind of like, just show us what you do.
Okay,
really.
That's a good piece of advice, yeah.
And I got good feedback each time, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, just show us what you could do. Do it. You're here for a reason. Show us why.
Yeah. Did you feel like you did? I'm sure you came out of each experience and you're like, yeah, I knocked out of the park.
I feel like I did the best I can at every opportunity given.
Yep.
I really feel like I left it all out there. I really do. Every opportunity that I had, I feel like I did my best, and that's all that matters, I think. And
yeah,
I'm doing this 8 years, and I think I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, you've been taking every opportunity that you have, and all you can do is really control what you can control. You can't really change what you can't control, sort of thing.
Yeah.
When the opportunity does come again, and it will come again to be in these various different promotions, is there anything that you would do differently the next time that you're like? I mean, obviously you've grown as a performer even more so than the last time we saw you. And again, the AEW MLW stuff was only a couple of months ago, so I'm sure you wouldn't change that much. But is there anything that you're thinking, all right, the next time this opportunity comes about, I would do this a little bit differently, whether it be in the ring, behind the scenes, whatever it might be, or is it just kind of keeping it consistent?
But I mean, it's a mix. I want to kill it at everything I give in.
Sure.
Like every job they give me, I do my best to do it. But I would like to do more of my wrestling and show more of what I could do, of course. And I also would like to include my energy drink stuff in there too, somehow. But that's up to them, of course. But I definitely would like to do that. Like again, like this is all I'm learning my character as I'm doing it. It's like, but I also think, what would I do in the situation? I would crawl and grab my drink, because if I'm tired, I'll get my energy drink. You know what I mean? So like, it's all like realistic. You know what I mean? If you're here to fight, well, you really wouldn't get an energy drink in a fight. But like, this is a bad analogy. But if you're tired in a race, you need a drink, you drink an energy drink and you go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I guess
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I try.
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, and I would like to do that. I would like to be able to show that part of my character more. If obviously they're okay with it. But I would love to always do my best, and I'm always going to be consistent in what I do. I also strive under pressure. So that's one thing about me.
Yeah. No, all these situations definitely bring pressure. So I mean, that's a good mindset to have if you're going to thrive under pressure. These are good places to be. But exactly. You talk about trial by fire and doing things that work, don't work, whatever, adjusting it on the fly. When you're doing these shows across the independent scene, has there been any instance in the last couple of months since you first started doing this character where you're like, all right, I tried this and it didn't exactly pan out the way that I thought it would, or it didn't exactly meet my expectations, and we kind of, all right, let's nix this going forward? Or has it been kind of smooth sailing for you so far?
So far, smooth sailing. It's been maybe the power up before I do the power punch.
Okay.
Like, okay, I once did like a spinneroonie before hitting the power punch, and I was like, all right, let's not do that again. It's terrible.
Okay.
But like, that's about it. I mean, yeah, I just started getting the drink involved. So, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do every match either. I got to read my audience and see. Like, I don't want it to get old. I don't want it to get boring. I don't want.
Yeah.
You got to save it for the right moments. And there's also so many things I could do with the drink. I could use it as a tag partner. I could. Have you seen Joey Janela versus the Invisible Man?
I've heard about it. I haven't seen it myself, but it's infamous.
Yeah, I feel like something's there where like I could like wrestle my energy drink and have the energy kick my ass. Something like that. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, stupid shit. But you could do like this. Just there's something you could do with this. You know what I mean? So like, I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
an idea
yeah.
I want to do. Yeah.
I feel like, well, you called it this doing stupid shit like that. I feel like that's like prime for like GCW. Is that an opportunity you wish to, an avenue you wish to explore at some point? If you haven't
Yeah.
already, I'm not sure if you have.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no
Yes,
worries.
definitely. They're great. GCW is amazing. I love to work there. Yes. They have a lot of great talent over there, and their shit's funny as hell. So hell yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't mind like taking Canadian Destroyer from a energy drink can, or getting DDT'd by the can,
You
But
gotta
I think
start practicing that shit now because that sounds like it's pretty improbable to pull off, but I'm sure you can though.
I could do it.
You think
I'm
you can
actually
do it?
stop saying these things just before someone steals it from me. You know,
That's true. Okay,
right?
okay.
No,
Gotta
but
keep
yeah,
us. Yeah.
there's so much I can do with this character and these drinks, and I'm very happy that it worked out in my favor because anyone could be a character with drinks, or anyone could have like a bottle of wine and have the character. You know what I mean? But I am fortunate enough to be able to have a niche that hooked for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the character can be heel and face too, by the way.
Yeah. So far, well, what have you leaned towards more doing so far? Because I know in the few matches I've seen of yours on, again, these various stages as well as in person at NEW a couple of weeks ago, you were leaning babyface. But have you done more heel stuff lately? Have you tried doing heel stuff?
So the heel part of the character moves towards me being a annoying MF.
Okay.
Like I'm so on caffeine, so hyped up, so happy, so go lucky, and all this shit. It's
Yeah.
annoying. Screw you. Or it's face where okay, let's do it together. Let's
Or
get
yeah, it's a
caffeine
fun
together.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I've done some heel stuff. I enjoyed it, but being a heel and trying to be a heel has gotten the opposite reaction at a few shows. I noticed also.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe that's on me, or maybe they enjoy the character. I don't know. But I've tried being a heel, and it's just they cheered twice.
All
So
right.
I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I mean, I guess just be a face. The character was meant to be a heel at first. It was meant to be.
Interesting. Okay, I would have never guessed that. Interesting.
Yeah, it was started meant to be a heel. Never became. It just went. Everyone cheered for me and tried power punch chants and all this shit. And I'm like, all right, I can't really be a heel. Like, you know what I mean? And I kept trying to like, we I had the guy in a hold, and I'm like being a dick to the fans, and they're
Yeah.
still cheering for me, and I'm like, okay, I just whatever. If I can't, if they ain't gonna hate me, I'm not gonna. I tried to get them to hate me 3 times in the match, they didn't, so I'm just gonna keep going,
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I said, let me try face, and then it as a face it erupted. So I said, let me just keep going like this.
When you were still doing the heel stuff early on, were you also at that point using NSYNC Backstreet Boys music, or was that just a recent development? Because I know you used that at the NEW show and it stood out to me.
No, I've always done the Backstreet Boys. When I was a heel, I used like some cartoony theme song,
Okay.
like a instrumental, like an '80s instrumental song, but they just cheered it, and I'm like, this is so weird because they cheered like, okay, I'm a wrestler. I look like a wrestler. I have the energy drink can, right? But the guy I wrestled was this crazy, flamboyant, awesome, crazy, cool character. So I'm like, why wouldn't you just cheer that character? You know what I mean? It's so much
Exactly.
better than mine, or it's so much. It's got the pink outfit, the laces. It had the whole spiel, and they're cheering me instead. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm a good wrestler, but if you're going off character wise, I would cheer that one instead of a person with the backwards hat and drink can and a hoodie. But hey, to each their own, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Was there a point in your career where you were like, I know you just started doing the character relatively recently, like you said, but was there a point where you're like, all right, I probably got to go more character based here because the in ring stuff, I feel like everyone now is an amazing wrestler. Not everyone is on the level of like being great, but I feel like there's a lot of great wrestling out there now. It's far and few between that you get a really good character or a memorable character that stands out. Was there a certain point for you in the last several years when you said you've been wrestling for 8 years where you're like, all right, I got to lean more character based, or like when did that click for you?
Yeah, that was it. I was like, shit. I was like, all right, I've been the kid for like however long I've been the kid, and it's like, what's
Hmm.
the kid even? It got me far enough. I've always had really good opportunities and bookings and stuff like that. I got to evolve. There are all these cool things. But I'm like, you know what? Like the kid ran its course. That's it. I gotta move on from it. And like, yes, I always got really good opportunities and stuff, but I was like, I want more. I want further. I want more. And everyone's a good wrestler. Anyone could be a good wrestler. Anyone could just train, get really, really good. Not anyone, but it takes hard work to get there.
Yeah,
But get
absolutely.
I just said, why not add a little more to myself to just be a good wrestler? Why not have a good character also that people can relate to and enjoy? And it's marketable too. I'm gonna get the foam fists. I'm gonna get cozies for my energy drinks.
That's sick.
I'm with that already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's gotten me like this character is so marketable. I had a podcast recently with Val Pancakes, and she asked me, what would my figurine be if I had a figure?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, it would be me. I would have my shirt in the corner. I would have my hat next to it.
Yeah.
My shirt, my hat, a drink can,
mm-hmm.
my fists, and a big fist for the power punch. And I'm like, that's pretty sick. You go on the Target, look at the figures, you see like something like that. Like you see the belt, the accessories. But I think you could add some really cool accessories with this figure if I ever had one,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
if I had the foam fists,
Yep.
drink cans, the drink cozies you put on the kid, there's just so much you can do with this character, and it's so marketable. So I'm really just I'm excited to see where it takes me.
Dude, the possibilities are limitless, and it all comes down to the merchandise. Wrestling fans like fucking merchandise, and if it's unique to your character more than just the shirt, I think that'll catch on, especially when it's as over as the shtick that you got going right now. So I think you're doing something right. Continue along that trend, but we talk about music. You talk about all the time on Twitter, post videos of you at the gym, jamming out to music. Judas by Lady Gaga just recently. What's like your go-to artist / playlist at the gym for you?
Lady Gaga. I like Lady Gaga. I like Britney Spears. I like some superhero music, like Spider-Man's old theme song with the Sam Raimi. Yeah, that was a good set. I enjoy Disturbed. They're cool. They're the legends. Korn, of course. Why wouldn't I? Drake. Eminem, like I like, but my goat, I love Lady Gaga. She's my favorite. So or ABBA, Lady Gaga or ABBA are my two favorites out of all of them.
Literally every band you just mentioned drastically different from another. It's all over the place, and I love that. It's a great array of music there.
It's bad. It's bad, but true.
It's bad. That's good. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
I like it all. I really, I could sit in the car like. I like flying, but like if I ever do a road trip, I have like 30 songs that just play, and then I'm at the show. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, okay. So I don't. It's like a breeze. I have every genre, every person I like, and I'm like, perfect. I just arrived to my show, and I just played 25 songs. I'm happy. So
that's amazing. And you've also tweeted a lot about wrestling video games. I know you tweeted recently about, does anyone remember this game? WWE All-Stars. Who doesn't remember All-Stars? You're not an OG if you don't remember All-Stars. Such a great game. So good, dude.
I loved it. That game was
such a good game.
They should have made another one. That was awesome. That one was fun. And then I don't remember what it was called. I think it was called Legends WrestleMania.
Yes, I was literally going to say before you even said that, and I could see it on your mind where you were going with that. Yeah, yes, Legends of WrestleMania from right before that. It was like 09 or something, yeah.
Was it? I remember you. So I think it was transport the guys from 09 to that game.
Yep.
Right? I
think so, yeah.
That I remember.
Yes. Yeah.
And we were talking about, in the car ride, I was with Ryan Mooney and Boom Harden. We were going to Black Label Pro, and we were discussing like the story mode for 09. It was like with Tony.
Yes, I remember Tony. Yes, the fucking sergeant or whatever. Yeah, that's like cool. The dumbest. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Umaga and William Regal. That was
or Umanga as William Regal called him. Yeah, classic.
Chef kiss.
What's your favorite like go to like? You're hitting the nostalgia there with me as far as those old games. Like for you, what's your go to wrestling game?
07. Well, right now I've been so busy. I have no time to play any games.
Sure.
But 07, my favorite game. Love 07. 08 is cool. All Stars is another one. I had Battleground, the new one. Yeah. I bought it. So I bought the new Xbox, and Battleground I bought with it.
Yep.
I played it like once, but I do want to get into it a little more. Is there story mode in that game?
I'm not sure. That's honestly, the only recent wrestling game I don't think I've played. I don't think there is a story mode. I think it's just like it gave me all-star vibes watching it. I haven't played, yeah. So like the over the top graphics and shit. So I don't know if there's a story mode, but I know that's worth checking out though. I mean, the other games, the 2K ones are, the 20 sucked, but 2K22 was pretty good, and then 23 is coming out soon. But
23 I want to get.
yeah, 23 looks sick.
Like I said, I mean, actually, I enjoyed Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Yep.
Oh, and the Batman games, Arkham Knights.
I've heard. I haven't played it, but I've heard about them. Yeah, great game.
Dude, try them if you have a chance to, and you have like a day where you're like, oh shit, this game probably is like $10 now. If you have a chance to get it and play it, dude, it's so. If you're a Batman fan, it's so good.
Yeah, no, I'll have to check it out. I've heard a lot about that game, and a lot of those superhero games are really good. The Spider-Man ones specifically are terrific.
They're amazing, but the Batman one, you're in stealth mode, and like you could push a button and jump out and poke the guy and like knock him right. Like it's just so cool.
I feel like you don't have to be a gamer to enjoy stuff like that either. With those sort of games.
Say it again.
I feel like you don't have to be a gamer to enjoy those sort of games.
Yeah, it's just so cool. It's like, damn, I'm Batman right now, and you do different skins and stuff, like the blue outfit, and like 80s Batman, 90s Batman Beyond. I love Batman Beyond. That's like a cool skin. But yeah, no. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent.
No worries.
07 is my favorite game. That's my baby right there. 07 got me into wrestling. I love that game. The soundtrack is Chef Kiss.
It is. It really is.
Oh my god. I'm probably gonna play it after this anyway. I'm gonna go play it. Yeah, love it, dude. No, but I want to try. I'm probably gonna get 23. I'm probably gonna get that game and see how it is and just play it. I might specifically get the Cena mode, the gold ones, like 3 Cenas, right? There's like the first one. I don't know what it is, but I see the 3 different like cases they have.
Yep.
I'm gonna do the.
Yeah, no, they're all great. They look really cool. I've gotten a look at those, and they all look really cool. And honestly, about these newer games, it's really tempted me. They brought back GM mode for the first time since like 07, 08, which is like my shit. The gameplay stuff is cool. I'm a GM mode guy myself, so I play a lot. I play the 07 fucking GM mode whenever I can. So it's a great
GM mode's
game.
what? What's GM mode? When you're story mode, you mean?
The general manager mode. Have you seen that in the 07 game?
I remember it. I don't think I ever did it because I'm like, I don't want to be a manager, and I just didn't play it.
So I'm the exact opposite. I don't like playing the actual matches. I like booking the shit. It's so funny you say that.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I might look into that. Cool.
It's fun, but it's not the same as playing the matches. It's all a matter of what your preference is, I guess. But they're all great. The game's fucking great, in general. But
it really is.
It's awesome. But as we wind down here, you talk about music, you talk about wrestling games. Best wrestling song on a wrestling game soundtrack. I mean, I guess it's 07. You mentioned 07 being your shit. Is there a song specifically aside from 3 Days Grace, which is amazing?
I can't escape. I guess it has to be the Animal I Become.
I mean, how is it not? I mean, I figured,
okay.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Okay.
I liked. Which one was Brian on the cover of? It was The Rock and Brian. 2K14?
I think that's 14, yeah. I think so.
That had good songs. It had I Heard Your Wild One, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a Mania song.
The Flo Rida one?
Yes, that was
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the Cena and Wiz Khalifa collab.
Oh, yes. That was on one of them too, yeah.
That was 15. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going nostalgia and we're going the fun, where we know.
Mm-hmm.
Animal I Become. Let's Start a Riot. Wow, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this. 2K18 and Raw 2008 had really good soundtracks too.
Famous was great by Puddle of Mud.
Yes. The song "Go Hard or Go Home" was great.
That's the other go-to song for me. Yeah. Hard or Go Home. That's a good song. That's 08. Yeah, that's 08.
Oh my god. Oh, and then it was called Everybody Down. Coming around.
Everybody
that one.
Down. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. I forgot the band, but I know what you're talking about.
Dude, so I used to have a private gym I used to go to, like, because my friend owns this like facility for like athletes. I still have the key. I still go every now and then, but I would go at night when they close, and I had the whole place to myself. And I would just plug in the iPad, and just play 2K08 every song, and it was just like, oh my god. What else is there? There's another one that I liked. I can't think of it now, but dude, such a good album. Such a good.
The whole game.
I would say the albums of the games.
Yeah, the albums of the games are great as the games are themselves. The soundtracks are what complete the games. They're just fantastic. Yeah, but we talk about that, and you got everything else going on right now, my man. You're on the social media. You got plenty of shows going on. Where can people find you on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and what other shows you got coming up?
You got a bunch of really big shows coming up. Most importantly, my Instagram, Vinny Pacifico, Twitter, Vinny Pacifico 1, Facebook, just plain old Vinny Pacifico, simple enough. This weekend I got Pro Wrestling Magic and some other stuff going on, which is pretty sweet. Next week I'm at the Haas tournament for New South. It'll be live on PWTV, Pro Wrestling TV. If you can't be there, you can watch it. Great 16 talent, 16 wrestlers who are going to be competing for the Haas tournament. So that's going to be crazy good. I'm back in the PNW soon, and a lot of really cool things. I'm back in Texas. And just keep saying stay tuned because a lot of really cool things popping off soon. So I'm really, really blessed, and I'm grateful for all the fans who have been supportive, and just keep your eye open because it's getting good.
Awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to it. You got to come back to NEW so I can meet you in person this time. I met you the last time you were in Connecticut a couple of weeks ago.
I'm trying. They're great. They got a full roster, but I'm trying.
All right, man. I look forward to it. Best luck with everything in the future. Congrats on all the success. Very happy for the bang announcement among everything else. I look forward to seeing you in the future, my man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Be safe.
Awesome,
okay?
man. Absolutely.